she's so lucky to have them as parents. She's so lucky to have you as a mom, Jenna. You as a dad. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional again. This was supposed to be a safe episode.
We're just excited.
We're so excited. I mean, the whole thing is just like been a walk down memory lane, been a observation of the different parenting. And we send these pictures to Tommy and he's like, oh, you'd be in parenting jail for this photo. We had Tommy propped up on the bed with blankets next to him.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, don't worry, we didn't let you sleep there by yourself. That was just for a photo shoot. Oh my God.
Just a quick photo shoot.
A quick photo shoot. Hi, Julie.
Hi.
It's so funny when we're in the same room.
I know. We're so used to doing this virtually that when we're in the same spot, it is strange.
I know. And we're not even sure the cameras are set up right. We're hoping for the best right now. So
I'd like to apologize for the video issue last week. I accidentally deleted my video file before handing it off to our lovely editor. So if you were missing the video last week, that is...
Bummer.
A bummer. Also, so sorry.
That's why the audio was a little strange too, right? Because we had the Zoom audio. It's okay. We're back.
That's why we have a backup.
We're back. We're back in action.
And we're together.
Yeah. And we are in a whole different world since the last recording. We really are. Because the last recording...
Jenna went into labor.
That day. We recorded that Friday that Thursday. We recorded on Thursday, and that night is when she went into labor. And now we have
a new
baby
family
Holly.
member.
Oh my God.
Family member.
Yes. It's so sweet. And I think that's what we should talk about today for a little bit, because I do think there's a lot we could cover.
Yes.
There's a lot that has been revealed over the past week.
Because in tandem with baby Holly arriving, I am back and I am undertaking a project that I've wanted to do since the pandemic, which is scanning in the boxes of family photos that you have. And it's just been so interesting to see all the funny things of us being kids.
And it's just funny for me to go back too, because they're living this beginning that I remember like it was yesterday, like living it. So it's so cool.
Not to mention, baby Holly looks exactly like Tommy as a baby.
It has been revealed because of the photos that we.
Yes.
And I've thought she looks a little bit. She looks similar, but until the photos were revealed, we should put some. Okay, Steven has to insert a couple of photos in here because you've got to see it to believe it.
It is
when
crazy.
He sent us the picture of her side by side with her, the picture on the phone that I sent of him, I thought it was her. I was like, why is he sending us a picture of her with her on the phone? I actually took me a minute to realize I was looking at a photo of him. Crazy. All right. So let's circle back. Let's go back to she was supposed to be induced, and she ended up her water broke that night, a few hours before the induction.
Do we want to put all these details in?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, she's not going to mind. I don't think it's just the facts of the thing.
Okay.
So her water broke, and then she was in labor, and then needed a C-section. Like there's not much more to tell than that.
I guess so.
I mean, same thing. And it was also very uncanny that it was very same thing that happened to me when I didn't really think about that till now. How much he looks like her, and how much the labor was exactly like that. I had the same situation. I was late, and then my water broke and I was in labor, and we have it documented on a video. So I know it was 16 hours of labor for me.
Wow.
16 hours. And then they said we have to have a C-section. So that similar thing happened to her. I don't know if it's the exact same hours. We can ask her, but so it was very similar. And then
it's like a trip down memory lane. And
yeah. And then it was like waiting to go to the hospital to the next day. Cause you want to give them time to be together and enjoy those moments, because it's so special. And I feel like I know when Tommy was born, I didn't have that because my parents were right outside the door, like 5 seconds later. So I didn't have that experience. And it was like nice for them to have that. It was great. And then so the next afternoon is when I got to meet her, which was super cool. And seeing my first sight of her was Tommy changing her diaper. And I could not believe it. I was outside the room going, what is going on right now?
What in the world?
It was so cool.
How is it seeing your first baby having a baby?
It was surprisingly more about him even for me than seeing the baby. Mm-hmm. And that surprised me because people are like, you're going to be in love like you never knew before and all of this. And true that, all of it's true. I'm not denying it. But I was more amazed by watching him take on this role. And it was like, wow, I don't know. It was really cool. And then, of course, all the emotions of being able to see her, because that was my biggest fear when I was blind, that I wasn't going to be able to see or babysit. And so since that was so on my mind so much at that time, when I was able to see her and then know I can hold her and they could trust me, that felt really good.
And that it was almost 3 years to the day of being diagnosed.
It was. Was
it 3 years to the day?
It was, I should look it up, but it was just about, I think I was in radiation the day 3 years ago, the day she was born. I was just starting radiation to get my eyesight back. So I want to look up the facts though. I said I was going to do that and I forgot. Darn it. I can look it up though, because I have the receipts in my phone. The whole
classic
thing.
Helen sound. The Helen sigh.
I know, because it was so amazing. And just watching it every day unfold of him falling more and more in love with her has been the most amazing thing.
It's so precious.
What is it for you seeing your big brother?
Yeah.
I
think it's interesting because since I'm the youngest, I never really had a new baby as a sibling.
Right. Oh, that's
Tommy had Jonathan and then Tommy had me.
Yeah, and he wouldn't remember Jonathan, but he
wouldn't really and I wouldn't, remember every time either.
We have to ask Tommy if he remembers how much he remembers of you being born now.
Yeah.
We have to have this conversation this weekend.
We'll have to report back.
Okay, we'll report back on that. That's going to be an interesting one. Because he, of course, would remember he was 7 years old.
Yeah.
I've never even thought to ask him. What did you think when we brought that baby girl home? He was very protective, though. So it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. And he said, let's think some of the favorite things that we have observed over the past couple of days.
Yes.
Let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have one?
You go first.
Okay.
Because I know you have one.
I have
I didn't realize this is what we were going to ask. So.
I don't know. I just thought of it. So one of mine is he was on the floor with her because him ripping his shirt off every 5 seconds to have skin to skin time is a thing for Tommy. So we've seen more of shirtless Tommy in the last week, right, than anything. So he was doing a skin to skin thing. And I said to him, are you surprised by the feelings that you have? And he said, people told me that I was going to be so in love and it's going to be so amazing. I never thought I would love this chick so much. And then when he said this chick, I was like, because he just... Yeah. So that was a really special moment. I have more. Go ahead. Do you have any?
That's a good one. Because Stephen asked him the same question. Was what was the most surprising thing about being a dad? That was the first thing we asked him. And he said the same thing. So very much hit him like a truck.
Hit him like a truck. Yeah. Hit him like a truck. And I'll say it's been amazing to see him.
Did we just get a new picture? I think we got a new picture.
We might have, because now we have this group chat where there's new pictures coming in pretty much constantly.
No new pictures.
Just a response. Okay.
We get daily pictures, daily videos, picture of the day.
It's so fun.
And so anytime the group chat pops off, it is an exciting moment to see if a picture or video has been sent and what's happening.
Yeah.
It's
great.
I think that's my favorite part is I don't know, feeling
nice.
like a part of the process.
Yeah. What about when you first laid eyes on her? I wasn't there for that. So how was that for you?
But because I had so many pictures and videos and was on FaceTime, and it didn't feel like so much of a reveal. I was like, I already know who this is.
Right. Okay.
And was very just excited to
get
be
your
in the
hands
same,
on her.
be able to hold her. So I think it was which I love that I felt very much in the loop on things, that it didn't feel like some big surprise or I don't even know, didn't feel like a humongous moment because I felt I was already a part of all the other moments, even though I was not here, which is good. It bodes well for the future of feeling like I'm a part of things.
Yeah, it's funny. When I walked in to meet them, I said, you were like, you have to FaceTime me. And Dad was sick, so he couldn't get there the first day. And he's like, FaceTime me. And I said, let me just go in first.
Yeah.
And I knew you knew that.
Me.
But because I wanted to walk in and just have a moment of seeing, and then immediately FaceTimed you both in a group chat, a group FaceTime, which was fun. And so then you guys were there, and I was trying to not throw you on the floor, as I've been known to do when I get excited and I have her on FaceTime and I put the phone down. I'm like, I had to put the phone down 1 second, I'm gonna hold her. And so you got to see me hold her for the first time.
Yeah,
right?
cute.
That was the first time I held her. You were on the FaceTime for that. It was cool. I mean, it was a little different for me because it was a little chaotic when I came in because Jenna's family were there already. So there was a lot happening in the room. So it's been nice to have time in their apartment after where I've had quiet time with just me and baby. And Tommy was like, thank you so much for being here. And that was, oh my God, that was a really good moment. I forgot to mention that one. That was because just came over one day after I had to leave to go on a trip. Okay, so 2 days after baby's born, I had to leave for a week to go to North Carolina for a shoot. So I was gone for 5 days from Monday to Friday. It was torture. But then I was getting updates and I was like, okay, you're there. Now you're getting time. So we were all taking turns, but it was like, oh God, I can't wait to go home and see her. So when I got back, and then those 2 days that I was home before we head to the beach, I got to spend very nice, quiet time with baby.
Quality time.
Really nice. And it was just cool because I realized, because Tommy was able to leave the room. Oh, I'm going to get overcome. But just the fact that he's able to leave the room because I'm not blind. Ah, yay.
It's good.
It's good.
Good feeling.
Yikes, it's a good feeling. Okay. You go.
The first day we went there, they were like, can we take a nap while you guys watch the baby? And I was like, yes.
Oh my God.
Please do. I'm happy to. So me and Steven babysat, and there's a picture of us taking pictures of her and just like biggest fan club. So
yeah,
it's exciting.
It's pretty exciting. And then of course now, just to fast forward a little, we wanted to have a haven for baby P down here at the beach so that they could come and not be stressed, because we spend a lot of time together in the summers. We always have had July 4th time together in the summers and all of that. So I didn't want it to be like, oh, such a hassle for them to come. They have to bring everything. So we have set it up. Okay.
There's a little Holly.
We
Holly
have a
Haven,
Hollyland in LBI, and it is full up with not just the bassinet. We got the crib for when she grows into the crib. We got a little dresser with a changing table on top so that she can have her little drawers of her clothes and diapers and things. We got the changing table on top of it. We got the rocker, the chair. What do you call it? The glider. We got the glider chair. It's called a glider because it glides and doesn't rock. So we have the glider chair so that when they're feeding her at night or they're waking up in the middle of the night, they have a place to sit in the room. And so we are ready. We are ready. So I also, of course, had to get the bottle.
Nesting.
I'm nesting literally for her here so that way they can come. And I say, if we build it, they will come.
We hope.
Because we hope. But so we're hoping they can make it.
But yeah.
And if they can't, they can't, honestly. But I'm,
yes,
I feel
we're
that
prepared
we're prepared. And the comforts of them seeing that room, I think when we FaceTime to show them,
yes,
we're like, oh, and you have and so it's like a home away from home here. So you can feel safe to come and not be stressed that you have to bring your whole house.
Also bought the bottle sanitizer.
We got the bottle sanitizer. We got a tub coming. Oh,
Right.
Did I order the tub? I can't remember if I did that. We got a tub.
We're ready.
We're ready.
But
we
were saying it's not just an investment for one grandbaby.
Right.
It's an investment for all the grandbabies
Yes,
to
it's
come.
an investment. That's right. It'll all be put to good use.
Steven said something that the amortization of the costs across the child's, across the kids. It'll be less expensive per child.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be good. I'm excited.
It's so nice. I think the fun part, I don't know, I'm very excited to be, Tommy and I have talked about this a few times after going to visit, that Aunt Catherine and Aunt Camille always used to tell us, oh, when you guys were babies, we would just sit and we'd stare at you. We'd just sit and we'd stare at you. And me and Tommy just were like, okay, oh yeah, we got it. And now we go over there and we just sit and stare at the baby. And we're like, me and Tommy were like kind of like reminiscing on this moment, because we're just like, oh my God, we thought they were like so lame, so crazy for just sitting and staring at a baby. Like, yeah, right. You're just saying that you were doing that. And Tommy also asked Jenna, is like, did you ever find it weird when our aunt said that? And she's like, no, because she has nieces and nephews already. She's like, I know that we did that. So
sat and stared.
That's
so true.
It is crazy. It's like, I don't want to miss anything while I'm here.
Yeah.
I will say, back to your question of like surprising moments.
Mm-hmm.
How much, so growing up, you've always said that when I was a baby, you'd never let anybody else hold me. I was so in love and obsessed, whatever.
I was like, nope, I got her.
You did everything. And I think a funny thing is now visiting, I feel like Tommy's like that with the baby in terms of like, I want to hold her, Steven wants to hold her, but Tommy's holding her and Tommy's doing skin to skin. And it's also very cute to see. So it's like, we don't want to interrupt that special bonding time, but I'm also like, let me hold her.
I know.
We just keep doing that. We just keep screaming. Internally about the whole situation.
And it's so fun to get the photos every day. We're like, where's our photo today? And we just weren't sure they'd keep that up, and so far they are, but it's fun.
I think they will.
Yeah,
it's fun to, I think
a lot of fun.
They were saying that they you know, when she's up, they're looking at her, playing with, like, doing things with her. And then when she's sleeping, they're looking at pictures of her and talking about her. So it's just like,
oh my God.
Same. Steven and I, at the end of every day, had started going through all the pictures we got, and we're picking like a favorite picture and a favorite video of the Holly video of the day of like our favorites. And even here, we put her up on the iPad. So that she could be with us.
Oh my gosh. And it's like life-size her.
It is life-size. It's amazing.
And then the other thing that has been revealed that is so funny over the past couple of days, now that we've been at the beach, is that your scanning of these photos and the finds that we're finding in the bins. And it's like, especially for you. I mean, we saw the Tommy videos. Okay. So we see Tommy born. I found Tommy's first bath video, watching that after just having done that with Jenna and Tommy.
Yeah.
And then seeing me do it at the beach very casually on the kitchen table, you know, like, oh, we're doing a bath, you know, with my big Jersey accent. Mm-hmm. First bath, Tommy's first, you know, talking about it. And it's funny to see that and see me do it. And they now have this video, and they said, we laughed so much because this video is like watching us right now. And that's the cool thing, like to be able to live the parallel of what was and what is. And I think it also revealed to them, like, I was, when Tommy was 2 weeks old, bathing him at the beach. So we went directly to LBI, you know, which was also funny. Because Tommy asked me once, he goes, did you go to LBI right away? I think Jenna asked me, did you go to LBI right away? And I'm like, as a matter of fact, yes, I'm pretty sure we were down there. Very like next week. And we did.
The photos are very revealing to how quickly you guys just kept on with life as we going. Which is like, I think refreshing, because I think so much that I see on social media is like a kid changes your life completely and that you can't do anything and you have no independence or this or that. And it's like the pictures of us as kids doing all the things. It's like, oh, it's proof that like only if you let it.
Yeah. And you can. And of course, that instinct is protective.
Yeah.
Don't do anything. Be safe. Of course. Like, but seeing someone else with the same age baby doing the things there's a little bit of relief, I think, on their part, maybe.
There is a picture of me on a motorboat.
Okay.
A month old.
Literally.
Bundled up in a life jacket. Probably that doesn't even fit because it's probably for like a toddler.
I know.
I'm a month old on a motorboat. What else? I'm thrown over your shoulder, taking out the garbage out.
Oh, you were at Six Flags.
Six Flags 2 months later.
Because it was Jonathan's birthday on July 1st. And Julie Julie was exactly 2 months old. Also
about how Tommy's birthday is a week after mine. So I must have been at Tommy's birthday party.
You were at Tommy's party.
I got to find pictures of that.
We got to find it. Because of course you were the third, so that made it even easier.
Yeah.
Like fling you and go. Like we were going with us everywhere. I had 2 boys. We had to keep going. So it is different first baby to third baby for sure. But even seeing Tommy and the things with the first baby was interesting because I almost don't remember. Like I'm like, am I recreating history that I went to the beach 2 weeks later? And then I actually saw the pictures and the videos. I'm like, oh no, I'm not recreating history. I'm not rewriting it, so to speak. So that was kind of cool to see. And I think it gives them comfort a little bit too, that like it's okay to keep your life going to some degree. And also he only has 3 weeks off. So for him to sit for 3 weeks in the apartment, that's like, he's got 3 weeks off right now, so he could go and do something.
It's a vacation.
Take some time for yourself, Tommy. Relax. Come on down.
Oh my God. Only if you want.
So there's that. If you want. So there's
only if you want.
Well, but you know what? By this time this comes out, he'll already have maybe been here. So there's no pressure, Tommy. We had no pressure feelings. We just want you to feel.
They might listen to this on the drive.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So it's
I asked Steven this question today, and I'll ask you it to see what your answer is.
Okay.
Because we went up to the beach, and it was a very windy day, and in the water was a kite surfer.
Okay. Oh.
So I'm saying, do you think, and this could be a prediction for Tommy and Jenna, do you think Tommy is still going to do his adventurous,
his extremist stuff
things?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what Steven said because he had a very insightful answer.
Oh, okay. Of course. Does. I'm not going to have an insightful one. I'm going to say this about it. I think Tommy, well, first of all, he hasn't kite surfed in a while because he has, you know,
I more mean like all the,
but in general, I think that I don't think it's going to stop him really. I just think he's going to have a different mindset about it. He's just going to be weighing it more than before. Just like I literally said this out loud the other day. I was like, oh God, I don't know if I can go on the roller coasters now because I have a grandchild. Like, okay, I've been going on the roller coasters with Jonathan on his birthday for how many years? Yeah. Like now all of a sudden I have a grandchild. I'm not going to go on a roller coaster because I'm worried like the roller coaster's going to break down.
Oh my God.
So it was a funny thing, but I think he's going to have that same hesitation but I think he's going to push through. What did Steven say?
Steven's answer, which I'll share, is that he's still going to do the things, but he's going to want to take Holly with him.
Oh.
Like he's going to want to go paddleboarding, but he's going to want to bring Holly. And Jenna's going to have to be like, no.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even think of that.
But not in a bad way. It's just like he wants to share the experience.
Yeah.
So
he already said he wants to. He's like, surfing next year, baby. He keeps, by the way, he keeps calling her baby, which is also adorable.
It is pretty
He's
adorable.
like, hey, baby. I like how he calls her baby. That makes me smile. Because he calls her Holly too, but he calls her baby a lot. And I love that so much. I do. He did say he's getting her ready for surfing when he gave her the first bath. It's so funny because of her C-section. So he had to be very physical in the first bath because they would put the bathtub in the tub. I wish I had watched the first bath video of Tommy before I did their first bath.
Yeah.
Because I would have said, we did it on the table. Why are we doing it? Why are you putting this thing in the bathtub? It's harder to get to. But anyway, it was an experience.
Yeah.
And it went well. But he was so funny because he was like, baby, you like the water, surfing next year, baby. You know, so that was cute. So the first bath was fun to watch that. And Jenna brushing her hair in the mirror.
Jenna brushing her hair, that's the cutest
It's like
video I've
the
ever
most
seen.
precious thing. 'Cause she's like, you look pretty. And just the way she talks to her. Oh, God, Jenna. If you're listening to this, the way you talk to her, it just makes me melt. It really does. I hear Jenna's voice and I'm like, I can melt the way she's talking to that baby. It's so sweet. I'm like, she's so lucky to have them as parents. She's so lucky to have you as a mom, Jenna. You as a dad. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional again. This was supposed to be a safe episode.
We're just excited.
We're so excited. Oh my God. And so, yeah, so that's it. I mean, the whole thing is just like been a walk down memory lane, been a observation of the different parenting. And we send these pictures to Tommy and he's like, oh, you'd be in parenting jail for this photo. Like, what was the first one he said that about? Oh, we had Tommy propped up on the bed with blankets next to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't worry, we didn't let you sleep there by yourself. That was just for a photo shoot. Oh my God.
Just a quick photo
Just
shoot.
a quick photo shoot. Anyways, that was funny.
What are you most looking forward to from your, like for you with this new?
Oh, I don't know. Just letting it happen. I don't have an expectation.
I know. I'm just saying, is there a moment?
I know,
or
but I'm glad
something?
you asked this because I just think.
Okay, what do you
gonna be
want to
emotional.
impart on? Like, what is something you would like to share with the grandchild that is, or what is something that you want to share with Holly that is very uniquely Helen? Like, I will say that, like, something I would like to do eventually is like do arts and crafts.
Crafts, yeah, of course.
Like, that's very much a me and Jenna, but like that's a thing that I feel like
Oh, okay.
Steven can cook or something. Jonathan will obviously do video games. Like, what is
Yeah.
something uniquely
Okay.
Helen that you want to do
I think perhaps I might have said baking back in the day, but right now I don't feel that. I'm like,
Yeah.
that, no, not so much. I feel that just being openly joyful about life, like not camera shy. Like that, and I don't mean that in a way of like I want her to be a social media famous or anything like that.
No.
More so, I want her
Confidence.
to feel free to be confident in herself. Like feel free to not like be worried what people are thinking. Hopefully, she'll watch me. She'll be like, I think I better worry about what people are thinking.
Oh my God.
No, I hope not. That'd be nice. I don't know. That's my thing.
Why are you getting
I don't know. It's like emotional.
sorry?
This is a terrible episode because I'm crying too much.
Sorry. I thought that would be a happy question of like something fun you want to do once she's a little older.
Okay, I have to figure out my grandma name, which we think
We did.
We did. Julie said we
what?
did. Okay, we did.
Let's do the reveal. It could be the finale of the episode so we stop crying.
Okay.
We could do some name reveals of how we're going to be
We
called.
can talk about the things we talked about, which would be funny.
What do you mean?
The different names we
Yes.
revisited.
Well, I can even say like what I'm gonna either be probably like Aunt Julie or Jenna said Juju would be cute.
Oh, Aunt Choo-Choo.
When depending on when. Steven will
like
be
that.
Uncle Steven or Stevie.
Okay, cute.
Stevie is cute.
Wait, so are you saying drop the aunt and be Juju? Or
like just for when she's trying to figure out how to talk.
Oh, okay.
Like when she can't
Aunt Juju. Okay.
Juju.
Okay.
Or Aunt Juju. That's cute.
That's cute. Cute.
But Julie, I don't know.
So maybe not. Oh, I didn't know that. That's a good, cute one.
But we finally landed on it. Don't doubt it
I know.
now.
Why am I doubting it?
It's perfect. It's because Dad said he didn't like it. That's why. And we don't care. No offense. He's not listening to the podcast, so it's fine.
No, he said if I'm fine with it, it's fine. He doesn't mind.
So the grandma name, drum roll.
Oh God. Okay, let's go.
Why are you doubting
I
this?
don't know. Well, because here's the things we thought about. The things we thought about were
Names you thought about with Helly, but
going
that's
by
too
Helly,
close to
but
Holly.
Holly and Helly would be confusing.
We thought about grandma's off the table because Jenna's mom already has 5 grandchildren,
Right. And I don't want
before
to be
Holly,
Grammy, and I don't want to be Nanny
yes.
or Nana. Like none
but
of those.
you need
fit.
something that if Holly is a tween and talking to her friends and she says something, it's not like, who's that?
Right.
Because sometimes I have this happen to me when I'm like, oh, Helen and I are going to do something, and people are like, who's Helen? I'm like, it's my mom.
But I also think that I started to process this, that Tommy handed me the baby the other day and he said, okay, here you go back to grandma or whatever she's going to be called. He did that. And he said, I don't know why you hate grandma so much. And that's when we started having this whole conversation about it. And then Jenna said, no, because my mom's already grandma and blah, blah, blah. So I said, I realized that Tommy is not going to be able to say, go back to Helen.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the relationship
true,
with me.
yeah.
Of
Like I could
calling
do
me
that.
Like you could say, hey, go back to Helen. And maybe to your kids, I'll be Helen. Like who the hell knows? We don't know to this point. But
I would love that.
and I'm okay with that. So the thing is, because you call me that already, it makes
that's
sense.
true. Okay. So the
for Tommy,
other names we thought about real quick
go
were
ahead.
Olivia had given us the idea of Grandma TT for TikTok,
Cute,
and
for
I thought
TT.
TT could be cute,
TT's cute.
because you did want to be abuela, but we can't.
No, I
we
didn't.
can't culturally
I just-
appropriate. You just like
I just said I liked it because I thought it was funny that I like Spanish.
okay,
I know I
but we
can't do it.
landed on.
Da 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 da. Mimi is what I think I'm going to go with.
I
'Cause
love
thought
that for you.
Mothership M. It's got the M, and you love it.
I love it. I
And
think it's very
like,
you.
It's a little. It's funky.
It's spunky.
It's spunky. It feels like. Doesn't feel like nanny, like nana. It doesn't feel like.
Why
that.
was there so much pressure on the grandma name for
I
you?
don't- Well, because I mean, every single person in my comments when I post a video, oh, what's your grandma name going to be called? Or, oh, congratulations, Grammy. Everybody had their way. Oh, are you going to be Glamma? That's the no.
Ugh.
I am not going to be Glamma. You know what I mean? So it's just like this. I don't know why there's pressure on it. And I sort of don't like that we have to be me, muma, me, ma, muma. You know, I don't love it, but I also realize that I have to embrace it.
The second she says Mimi, you're gonna be like, all right, that's it.
I know.
Mimi's easy to say too.
It is.
It's not
easy
like
to say.
grandma that'll
It is
take
easy to
time
say.
to say. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Juju
Yeah.
could be cute until
Yeah.
Aunt Julie gets
It's
locked
good.
and loaded.
Mimi and Juju.
Mimi and Juju.
And then we were talking, okay, so dad doesn't want to be pop or pop or papa or any of those things. He wants to be Cap or Cappy.
Because of Captain.
And I said, it's fine. If he wants to be Mimi, if we want to be Mimi and Cap, I'm okay with that.
it works.
It's fine.
We're gonna have to change it.
We'll see what she says.
Yeah, maybe she thinks it's something cute. But we're excited for all that is
We
to
are.
come.
It's fun.
This has
It's
been
like a
a-
new adventure. It's like, I don't want to be the person that's posting always about the baby or anything like that. Like that's one thing. Somebody came into my comments right away on one video I posted and said, kids can't consent to content. And I'm like, I am conscious of that. And I am not going to be over. And I also don't want my content to be now all about my
Baby.
baby. That's
No.
not really right for my content. I have to.
My differentiation was, I think you could post on stories
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah, that's what
But
I
like
think.
not too many like in
In-feed
not on
posts.
it TikTok
No, yeah.
and not
I did
really
an
on
announcement
Instagram.
TikTok because it was a trend. And I did
And
it
always get approval.
one
Just ask
trend.
them.
Yeah, no,
I
just
think
make
that's
sure.
the main thing. Just ask.
They don't seem to be worried about it right now, but I am more worried.
I'm worried about it too.
I don't want to have too much of her out there on the internet. Just
Gotta keep it to ourselves.
yeah. So I am protective of baby P.
We all are
AKA
protective.
little
I'm already.
Holly.
I need to book my flights back because I can't. I need to come every 3 months. I think I need to see in
You
3
need
month
a fix.
intervals. Also, the 6th, I'm excited for the holidays because I'm like, we didn't come for the holidays last year. And it was really nice to have like LA West Coast Christmas. But this year I'm like, we need to be here because 6 to 9 months is prime
Cute.
baby chunky cuteness.
baby
And I'm like, I
time.
need to see this baby under a Christmas tree
I
in a
know.
Christmas outfit. Like I need to see all the things. So
Baby.
there'll be so much more to come. But this was a good, I'm sorry we cried. Or you
I know.
cried
I'm
a
sorry
few
it's
times.
emotional.
It's okay.
But it was like, this is the first time I've even
Talked
talked
about
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
I had one like little Instagram story I posted for people. 'Cause
We
they
had-
were like, why, how do you feel about being a grandma? I'm like, all right, I'm going to answer this. But
We
I-
also, after me, you, and Steven went to see the baby, we had a group hug on the corner
God,
because you were getting emotional. But we had a
Yeah.
group hug as we were all happy that you were
I know.
here and
I'm here
seeing.
for it.
And
My God. My God.
well, that's it.
All right, that's it for today. Thanks for being here. Yours truly,
Helen and Julie.
Mimi and Julie.
Mimi and Juju. Wait, okay. We're going to change the title. Yours truly with Mimi and Juju.
And that's so funny. Actually kind of works.
Yeah, it does kind of work.
All right, I'm sold.
We got to think about the branding always.
Okay,
Alrighty.
I'm sold.
Signing off.
All right, see you next week. Bye.